Oh great, I'm dead. Again. This is the third time this week, and it's only Tuesday. Do you know how exhausting it is to keep coming back to life just to watch the same idiots ruin everything? First, they push me down marble stairs like some tragic heroine. Then they slip poison in my Earl Grey like they're auditioning for a murder mystery. And now what? Are they going to run me over with a vintage Rolls Royce for dramatic effect?
Wait. You can hear me? Nobody ever hears me when I'm doing my dramatic death monologues. Usually people just walk right past while I'm having my existential crisis behind their garden furniture. This is a first.
Fortunately, yes, I can hear every word of your theatrical suffering. And trust me, your monologues need serious work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to figure out why I keep waking up 3 years before my supposedly loving family decides to poison me. Again, do you have any idea how frustrating it is to know exactly when and how you're going to die, but be completely powerless to stop it?
That's so last century. These days we use more creative methods, like emotional manipulation and financial ruin. Although I have to admit, poison does have a certain classic elegance to it. Very Agatha Christie meets modern dysfunction.
Who are you exactly? And why are you covered in mud hiding behind my garden shed, looking like you've been wrestling with nature and losing badly? Please tell me you're not another assassin sent by my stepfamily. Because honestly, I'm getting really tired of dealing with incompetent killers.
Well, technically I'm a fugitive from justice, but justice is really subjective when you think about it. I prefer to call myself temporarily geographically challenged. Also, this isn't mud. It's artisanal dirt from the finest gardens in the neighborhood. I've been conducting a very thorough reconnaissance of your property.
Reconnaissance? Are you spying on me? Because if you are, you should know that my life is incredibly boring when people aren't trying to murder me. I spend most of my time reading books about accounting and practicing needlepoint. Riveting stuff, really.
Spying is such an ugly word. I prefer strategic observation. And for the record, I wasn't spying on you specifically. I was using your shed as a temporary command center while avoiding some very persistent gentlemen who seem to think I've done something terrible.
What kind of terrible something? Please tell me it's more interesting than embezzling money from a charity or something equally mundane. My life has been disappointingly predictable lately, even with the repeated dying.
They think I stole their boss's prized vintage wine collection. 12 bottles of 1947 Chateau d'Yquem, worth more than most people's houses, which I absolutely did not steal. I merely relocated them to a more appreciative environment where they could be properly enjoyed.
So you did steal them?
Relocate is such a nicer word, don't you think? It implies purpose and good intentions. Steal sounds so criminal and premeditated.
You're hiding behind my garden shed covered in dirt because you relocated some wine bottles worth a fortune. That's either the most ridiculous crime I've ever heard of, or you're the world's most polite wine thief.
I prefer a wine enthusiast with questionable decision-making skills. Technically, I'm not hiding. I'm strategically repositioning myself while my legal team sorts out this unfortunate misunderstanding.
Legal team? What kind of wine thief has a legal team?
The kind who runs a very successful import-export business and occasionally makes enemies of people with more money than sense. Also, the kind who's starting to think this whole wine situation might be a setup.
A setup? You mean someone framed you for stealing wine? That's either very clever or very petty.
Be both. In my experience, the best revenge is often both clever and petty in equal measure. But enough about my professional troubles. Tell me more about this whole dying and coming back to life situation. That's fascinating from a philosophical perspective.
Philosophical? It's terrifying. Do you have any idea what it's like to watch your own murder 3 times? To know exactly what your stepmother is going to say right before she pushes you down the stairs? To taste the bitter almond flavor in your tea and know it's already too late?
That does sound traumatic. Also slightly supernatural. Are you some kind of ghost? Because I have to say, you're much more solid than I expected a ghost to be.
I'm not a ghost. I'm just someone who apparently can't stay dead long enough for justice to be served. Every time I die, I wake up exactly 3 years earlier in my old bedroom with all my memories intact and absolutely no way to convince anyone that my family is planning to murder me.
Have you tried telling someone? The police, perhaps?
Oh, sure. Let me just march into the police station and explain that I know my stepfamily is going to kill me because I've already died 3 times and keep coming back to life. I'm sure they take that very seriously and not immediately ship me off to the nearest psychiatric facility.
Fair point. That'd sound like something a crazy person would say. No offense.
None taken. I've started to question my own sanity, but then I remember specific details that haven't happened yet, like the exact time Warren spills coffee on his shirt during the family dinner next week, or the way Veronica practices her grief face in the mirror.
Veronica and Warren? Those are your would-be murderers?
My stepmother and stepbrother. They've been planning my demise since my father died 5 years ago. They just needed to wait until I was close to inheriting my parents' estate to make their move.
How much money are we talking about here?
$50 million, give or take a few million. My parents were very successful investors before they died in that convenient car accident.
Convenient car accident? You think they murdered your parents too?
I can't prove it, but the timing was suspiciously perfect. My father had just updated his will to include a clause that would make it very difficult for Veronica to access his money if anything happened to me before I turned 28.
So they killed your parents, and now they're trying to kill you before you can inherit. That's some serious long-term planning.
Veronica is nothing if not patient. She spent 3 years convincing my father that she loved him for more than his money. She's very good at playing the devoted wife and loving stepmother.
Until it's time to collect on her investment.
Exactly. And Warren is just as bad. He acts like the perfect loving stepbrother, always concerned about my welfare and my future, right up until he's helping his mother plan my funeral.
This is like a soap opera, except with more actual murder and less dramatic music.
My life would make a terrible soap opera. Too depressing, not enough romance.
Well, maybe we can fix that last part.
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe it's time your story had a different kind of leading man. Someone who's not trying to kill you for money.
Are you flirting with me while hiding behind my shed covered in dirt and running from wine-related criminal charges?
Is it working?
Surprisingly, yes. It's been a long time since someone talked to me like I was a person instead of an obstacle to overcome or a problem to solve.
Your family really did a number on you, didn't they?
You have no idea. Every conversation is a test. Every family gathering is an audition for the role of grateful stepdaughter. I've been walking on eggshells for so long I forgot what it felt like to have a normal conversation with someone.
This is normal? We're discussing murder and wine theft while I hide behind a garden shed.
For me, this is refreshingly honest. Nobody's pretending to care about my feelings or asking about my day while secretly planning my death.
Your bar for normal human interaction is depressingly low.
When you've been murdered 3 times by your own family, your perspective on relationships gets a little skewed.
Fair enough. So what's the plan for this time around? Are you going to try to prevent your murder again or do something different?
I don't know. The first time, I tried to avoid them completely. I packed a bag and tried to leave town, but they had me followed and dragged back. The second time, I tried to gather evidence of their plans, but they were too careful. The third time, I confronted them directly.
How'd that work out?
They moved up their timeline and poisoned my morning coffee instead of my evening tea. I died faster, but I still died.
So running doesn't work, evidence gathering doesn't work, and confrontation doesn't work. What's left?
I was thinking about trying to beat them at their own game. If they want to play family politics and inheritance manipulation, maybe it's time I learned the rules.
Now you're talking my language. I happen to be an expert at beating people at games they think they've already won.
You mean the wine relocation business?
Among other things, I've been dealing with entitled, rich people who think they can manipulate everyone around them for most of my adult life. Your step-family sounds like amateurs compared to some of the people I've had to outmaneuver.
What kind of import-export business are you really in?
The kind that requires a very flexible moral code and an excellent legal team. Nothing too illegal, just aggressive business practices in competitive markets.
That's the most diplomatic way I've ever heard someone describe organized crime.
Who said anything about organized crime? I run a completely legitimate business empire that happens to operate in markets where traditional business ethics are more like guidelines than rules.
Business empire? How big of a business empire are we talking about?
Big enough that when someone tries to frame me for wine theft, it's probably because they're trying to eliminate competition rather than seeking justice for stolen bottles.
So the wine theft is connected to your business?
Starting to look that way. The wine belonged to Charles Hensworth, who happens to be bidding against me for several very lucrative shipping contracts. If I'm in prison for theft, he gets the contracts by default.
Charles Hensworth? I know that name.
How could you possibly know that name? He's not exactly a household celebrity.
He's Warren's business partner. They've been working together on some kind of investment scheme for the past 6 months.
Warren Blackwood is working with Charles Hensworth.
Yes, why? Do you think that's connected to your wine situation?
I think it's very connected to my wine situation, and probably to your murder situation as well.
How could they possibly be connected?
Warren needs money to pay for his lifestyle and his mother's expensive tastes. Hensworth needs me out of the way to secure those shipping contracts. You're standing in the way of a $50 million inheritance that could solve all of Warren's financial problems.
So they frame you for theft, get you out of Hensworth's way, then kill me, and use my inheritance money to fund whatever business venture they're planning.
Exactly. 2 problems solved with one well-planned scheme.
That's actually terrifyingly clever.
Evil but clever. I can almost admire the sophistication of it if it wasn't designed to destroy both our lives.
So what do we do now? We can't go to the police without evidence, and we can't gather evidence if you're a fugitive and I'm a target.
We do what they're not expecting. We work together.
Work together how?
You know their plans, their timeline, their methods. I know how to outmaneuver manipulative business partners and corrupt schemes. Together, we can turn their own plan against them.
And if we fail?
Then you die for the 4th time, and I spend the rest of my life in prison for wine theft. But if we succeed, we destroy their scheme, clear my name, and make sure you live to see your 28th birthday and beyond.
Those are some pretty high stakes for 2 people who just met behind a garden shed.
Best partnerships often start in the most unlikely circumstances.
Partnership? Is that what we're calling this?
Would you prefer alliance, collaboration, temporary mutual aid society?
I think I prefer partnership. It sounds more personal.
Personal is good. I work better when I have personal investment in the outcome.
And what's your personal investment in keeping me alive?
Well, for starters, you're the first person in years who's talked to me like I'm a human being instead of a business opportunity or a threat to be eliminated. That's refreshing.
That's a pretty low bar for personal investment.
You'd be surprised how rare basic human decency is in my world. Plus, you're brave, you're intelligent, and you have excellent timing. You could have easily turned me in when those men came looking for me, but you chose to help instead.
I didn't really have a choice. You were pathetic hiding behind my shed looking like a lost puppy.
Lost puppy? I prefer to think I looked mysterious and dangerously attractive.
You look like you've been wrestling with a mud pit and losing badly.
But in a mysterious and dangerously attractive way, right?
If you insist. Though I have to say, your confidence is either very charming or completely delusional.
I prefer to think of it as optimistically realistic.
That's definitely delusional.
Boss, are you out here? We need to move now. Hensworth's people are getting closer, and they're not looking to have a friendly conversation.
Boss? Did he just call you boss?
I should probably mention that my name isn't actually Milo.
What is your actual name?
Dante Romano. And yes, before you ask, that Romano family.
The Romano family? As in the most powerful business dynasty in the city. As in the family that owns half the shipping industry and has connections that go back 4 generations?
That would be the one.
Oh, wonderful. I go from being murdered by my own family to harboring the head of the most powerful business empire on the East Coast. This day just keeps getting better.
Ma'am, with all due respect, we really need to get moving. Boss, there are at least 6 cars surrounding the neighborhood, and they're not here for the scenery. Ford, meet my new partner. Partner, meet my head of security, Ford. Partner? Boss, you've known this lady for what, an hour? Sometimes an hour is enough. Besides, she's got information we need about Hensworth's connection to the Warren situation.
Warren situation?
Your stepbrother owes the boss a considerable amount of money. Like buy a small country kind of money.
Warren owes you money. How much money?
$12 million plus interest. He borrowed it to fund some investment scheme that went spectacularly wrong.
$12 million? Where did Warren get the connections to borrow $12 million from the Romano family?
Hensworth made the introduction. Said your stepbrother was good for it because he had expectations of a large inheritance.
My inheritance. They were using my future murder as collateral for a loan.
That's exactly what they were doing, which means this whole wine theft frame job is even more calculating than I thought. Boss, we really need to move. They're starting to search houses systematically.
Wait, you can't just leave. If they find evidence that you were here, they'll come after me next.
She's right. If we leave her here, she becomes a liability they'll need to eliminate immediately. So what's the plan? We can't take a civilian into a potential combat situation.
Civilian? I've been murdered 3 times. I think I can handle whatever these wine people are planning to do.
She's been murdered 3 times? It's complicated. The important thing is that she's proven she can handle dangerous situations, and she has critical information about her enemies. If you say so, boss. But I'm not explaining to your mother why you brought a strange woman to family dinner. Family dinner is the least of our problems right now.
You have family dinners? That's surprisingly normal for a criminal dynasty.
We prefer business dynasty. And yes, every Sunday at 4 o'clock. Very traditional Italian family values.
Italian family values and organized crime. How does that work exactly?
Very carefully and with excellent lawyers. Boss, they're at the house 3 doors down. We need to move now or we're going to be trapped. Right? Partner, are you ready for your first adventure in business conflict resolution?
Is that what we're calling running from armed wine collectors?
I prefer strategic relocation under pressure.
You really like euphemisms, don't you?
Boss, seriously, we need to go. Now. Fine, but we're taking the back way through the garden. Try to avoid the prize-winning roses. They're Mrs. Henderson's pride and joy.
Mrs. Henderson is going to be so confused when she finds footprints in her flower beds.
She'll blame the neighborhood kids like she always does.
Do you know all my neighbors?
Ford makes it his business to know everything about everyone. It's why he's so good at his job. And right now my job is keeping both of you alive long enough to figure out how to fix this mess.
How exactly are we planning to fix this mess?
Step 1. Get somewhere safe where we can plan without people shooting at us. Step 2. Gather evidence that proves the wine theft was a setup. Step 3. Expose the conspiracy between Warren, Hensworth, and whoever else is involved. And step 4? Step 4. Make sure everyone who tried to destroy our lives learns what happens when you cross the Romano family.
That sounds ominous.
The boss doesn't like people who try to frame him for crimes he didn't commit.
What about crimes he did commit?
Those are between me and my excellent legal team. Boss, there's a car waiting at the end of the alley. Black sedan, tinted windows, engine running. One of ours? Hard to tell from here. Could be backup, could be opposition.
How can you not tell the difference between your own people and people trying to kill us?
Everyone uses the same rental company. It's very confusing. This is why I keep telling you we need more distinctive vehicles. You're the one who said we needed to maintain a low profile.
This conversation is surreal. Are we really standing in my neighbor's garden discussing vehicle identification while running from wine-related criminal charges?
Welcome to my world. It's weird, but you get used to it. Boss, the sedan is moving toward us. I recommend we use the Henderson's back gate and circle around through the park.
The park is 2 blocks away. Are we really going to run 2 blocks while people chase us?
Running builds character. Plus, it's excellent cardiovascular exercise.
I'm wearing heels.
Ma'am, in my experience, when people are shooting at you, footwear becomes less important than survival.
People are shooting at us?
Probably not yet. Ford tends to be overly cautious about these things. Overly cautious keeps you alive, boss.
Okay, new plan. Instead of running around the neighborhood like we're in some kind of action movie, why don't we call the police and report that armed men are terrorizing innocent citizens?
Because the police are going to know why armed men are terrorizing innocent citizens. And that conversation is going to lead to some very uncomfortable questions about the boss's recent business activities. Ford's right. Involving law enforcement at this point would complicate things unnecessarily.
More complicated than running through gardens while hiding from wine collectors?
Much more complicated. Trust me on this one. Besides, we need to handle this ourselves if we want to make sure the real criminals face justice.
The real criminals being Warren and Hensworth?
And whoever else is involved in this conspiracy. I have a feeling this goes deeper than just wine, theft, and inheritance manipulation. Boss, the sedan stopped. 2 men getting out, both armed.
Armed with what?
The kind of weapons that make running through gardens seem like a very reasonable life choice. Right, time to go. Stay close, keep quiet, and try not to trip over anything expensive.
Anything expensive?
Mrs. Henderson has some very valuable garden sculptures. She's very litigious about property damage.
We're worried about lawsuits while running from armed men?
You'd be surprised how expensive good garden art can be. Plus, Mrs. Henderson votes in the local elections. The boss likes to maintain good community relations.
Community relations? You're a crime boss who cares about local politics?
Business leader who cares about civic responsibility. And yes, local politics matter more than you'd think. Boss, they're heading toward the back gate. We need to move. Follow me, stay low, and whatever happens, don't let go of my hand.
Your hand?
It's a dangerous world out there. I don't want to lose my new partner on our first adventure together.
This is an adventure?
The boss has an unusual perspective on life-threatening situations. I prefer to think of them as character-building experiences.
You're insane.
Probably, but I'm insane with style and excellent survival instincts. And a really good legal team.
You both keep mentioning this legal team. How good could they possibly be?
Good enough that I've never spent more than an hour in police custody, despite numerous attempts by my competitors to frame me for various crimes. The boss has very expensive lawyers.
How expensive?
Expensive enough that they're worth every penny when people try to destroy your life with false accusations. Boss, clear path to the park. Move now. Ready for a sprint?
In heels? Through a park? While being chased by armed men. This is not how I imagine my Tuesday going.
The best days are always the ones that don't go according to plan. Move, move, move.
This is definitely not how normal people spend their Tuesday afternoons.
Define normal. Boss, they're gaining on us. The ladies' heels are slowing us down.
I'm sorry, my choice in footwear isn't suitable for fleeing from armed criminals. Next time I'll be sure to dress appropriately for my spontaneous life of crime.
Next time we're running shoes. Good rule for anyone involved in high-stakes business negotiations. There won't be a next time if we don't make it to the car.
What car?
The one I had delivered to the park 20 minutes ago.
You had a car delivered? When did you have time to arrange that?
The boss is very efficient with crisis management. Always have an exit strategy. Basic business principle.
Is everything a business principle with you?
Pretty much. The boss applies corporate strategy to every aspect of life. It's worked so far.
Except for the part where you're being framed for wine theft and running through a public park.
That's just a temporary setback in an otherwise successful business model. Ford's right. Every successful enterprise faces challenges. The key is adapting quickly and maintaining momentum.
You're giving me business advice while we're fleeing from armed men?
Boss, silver Mercedes at 3 o'clock. That's our ride. Excellent timing. I love it when a plan comes together.
Plan? What plan? I thought we were just running randomly.
The boss doesn't do anything randomly. Every move has been calculated to lead us to this exact spot. Strategic thinking under pressure. It's a valuable skill in any industry.
Industry? What industry involves this much running and shooting?
You'd be surprised. Competition is fierce in import-export. Especially when you're dealing with clients who have unrealistic expectations about delivery schedules and payment terms.
Are we still talking about legitimate business, or have we moved into criminal enterprise territory?
The line is more blurred than you might expect. Modern business requires flexibility and creative problem solving.
Creative problem solving like relocating expensive wine collections?
The boss prefers to think of that as aggressive market research. Market research that went slightly wrong due to sabotage by jealous competitors.
Sabotage?
Someone deliberately set the boss up to take the fall for something he didn't do. Which brings us back to your stepbrother and his business partner.
Warren and Hensworth really orchestrated all of this?
Boss, we could discuss conspiracy theories in the car. Right now we need to move. Right? Partner, ready for your first ride in a high-performance escape vehicle?
Escape vehicle? What kind of car is this exactly?
The kind that goes very fast and has bullet-resistant windows.
Bullet resistant? How often do people shoot at you?
Not often, but when they do, it's good to be prepared. Boss, we have company. Black SUV approaching from the south entrance. How many occupants? 4, maybe 5, all armed.
All armed? What did you steal that was worth mobilizing a small army?
Apparently 12 bottles of wine were just the beginning. This feels much bigger now. Boss, I think they want more than just the wine back. What do you mean? I mean they want you permanently out of the picture. This isn't about recovering stolen property anymore.
They want to kill you?
Wouldn't be the first time someone tried to eliminate business competition through lethal means.
This is insane. People don't kill each other over shipping contracts.
You'd be surprised what people kill each other over in high-stakes international commerce. Money, power, market control. It's all connected.
And my inheritance is part of this somehow?
Your stepbrother needed collateral for his loan. Your future inheritance was the only thing valuable enough to guarantee payment. Which means if you die, Warren gets your money and can pay off his debt to me.
But if I die, you don't get your money back. Why would you accept that arrangement?
Because Warren convinced the boss that there was no risk. He claimed you were sickly and unlikely to live long anyway. He showed me fake medical records suggesting you had a rare genetic condition that would likely be fatal within the next few years.
Fake medical records? They've been planning this for years.
Boss, the SUV is getting closer. We need to go now. Get in the car. We'll continue this conversation somewhere safer.
Safer? Where exactly is safer when people with guns are chasing us?
The boss has several secure locations throughout the city. Safe houses, you might say, all equipped with excellent security systems and comfortable furniture.
Safe houses? How many safe houses does one person need?
In a boss's line of work, you can never have too many backup plans. Redundancy is key to successful risk management.
Risk management. Right. Because everything is a business principle.
Boss, they're accelerating. I recommend we do the same. Ford, take us to the warehouse district. Route 7. Route 7? Boss, that's going to take us past 3 potential ambush points. But it's also going to take us past our allies. I'd rather face potential ambushes with backup than certain death without support.
Allies? How many people are involved in this wine relocation situation?
More than you might expect. The boss has a very extensive professional network. 30 years of family business creates a lot of connections.
30 years? How old are you?
Old enough to know better, young enough to keep making the same mistakes. The boss is 35. He took over the family business when he was 25.
Took over from who?
My father. He decided to retire to focus on his golf game and avoid unnecessary stress. Unnecessary stress like armed confrontations and federal investigations.
Federal investigations?
Nothing serious. Just routine inquiries about our shipping manifests and customs documentation. Very routine. Happens to all legitimate import-export businesses.
I'm starting to think your definition of legitimate is very different from mine.
Legitimate is a spectrum. We operate within the legal boundaries of international commerce. Most of the time. All the time. We just operate in areas where the legal boundaries are more flexible.
Flexible legal boundaries. That's a new one.
Boss, SUV is closing distance. They're going to try to ram us at the next intersection. Let them try. This car has reinforced bumpers and a very powerful engine.
Reinforced bumpers? What kind of import-export business requires armored vehicles?
The profitable kind. Safety is always a priority when dealing with valuable cargo and demanding clients.
Demanding clients who shoot at people?
Only the really demanding ones. Most of our clients are perfectly reasonable business professionals who appreciate quality service and discretion.
And the unreasonable ones?
We try to avoid repeat business with those ones. Customer service is very important, but there are limits to what we're willing to tolerate.
What happens when you reach those limits?
Let's just say the boss is very good at renegotiating terms. I prefer win-win solutions, but sometimes you have to be very clear about what winning means.
You're being deliberately vague.
The boss is very diplomatic in his communication style. Precision in language prevents misunderstandings that can lead to unnecessary complications.
Unnecessary complications like high-speed chases through downtown traffic?
This is more of a necessary complication, given the circumstances. Sometimes you have to create short-term problems to solve long-term problems.
Is my murder situation a long-term problem or a short-term problem?
Given that it's happened 3 times already, I'd say long-term. But now that we know who's behind it, we can develop a permanent solution.
Permanent solution? What kind of permanent solution?
The kind that ensures your stepfamily never threatens you again. We're going to expose their conspiracy, recover the stolen wine, clear my name, and make sure justice is served.
That sounds almost too good to be true.
The boss is very good at turning impossible situations into favorable outcomes. It's all about understanding leverage and using it strategically.
Leverage?
Your stepfamily thinks they're in control because they have money and connections. But they made a critical mistake when they decided to involve me in their scheme.
What mistake?
They assumed the boss would be easy to frame and eliminate. Nobody frames a Romano and gets away with it. It's bad for business reputation.
Business reputation in the wine relocation industry?
Wine relocation is just one small part of the boss's diverse business portfolio. Diversification reduces risk and creates multiple revenue streams.
You really do think like a CEO.
He's got an MBA from Harvard Business School. Education is important, even in unconventional industries.
Harvard Business School? Seriously?
Top of his class. Actually, academic excellence creates opportunities for professional advancement.
Professional advancement in organized crime?
Organized business. There's a difference. A very important difference, legally speaking.
Legally speaking?
Boss, they're trying to box us in. 2 more vehicles approaching from the east. How many total? At least 8 vehicles, maybe more.
8 vehicles? For one person accused of stealing wine?
This confirms what I suspected. This isn't about wine anymore. What do you think it's really about, boss? Control of the shipping contracts, elimination of competition, and probably a few other business opportunities one haven't figured out yet.
Business opportunities that require killing people?
High-stakes international commerce can be very competitive. Deadly competitive, you might say.
This is insane. Normal people don't kill each other over business deals.
Normal people don't operate in markets worth billions of dollars. The scale changes everything. When there's enough money involved, people become very creative about eliminating obstacles.
Obstacles like me and my inheritance?
Your inheritance is probably funding more than just Warren's debt to the boss. It's probably funding the entire operation to eliminate me and take control of our shipping network.
Your shipping network?
The Romano family controls 40% of East Coast shipping traffic, which makes us very valuable to people who want to move large quantities of goods quickly and discreetly.
What kind of goods?
All kinds. Legal, illegal, questionably legal. We don't ask too many questions as long as the paperwork is in order and the payments are on time.
That sounds illegal.
Technically, it's just very flexible customer service. We provide transportation services. What customers do with their goods after delivery is their business.
Plausible deniability.
Excellent business practice in any industry with regulatory oversight. Regulatory compliance is very important to us.
But actual compliance might be more flexible?
Boss, we need to make a decision. They're trying to force us toward the warehouse district. That's exactly where we want to go.
Wait, you want to go where they're trying to force us?
The boss likes to use enemy tactics against them. If they think they're herding us into a trap, they won't expect us to spring a trap of our own.
You have a trap waiting in the warehouse district?
The boss has contingency plans for most scenarios. Preparation prevents poor performance.
Another business principle?
One of his favorites. Success is 10% inspiration and 90% preparation.
What if your preparation is wrong?
Then we improvise very quickly. Adaptation is the key to survival in any competitive environment.
Competitive environment.
Right.
Not life-threatening criminal conspiracy.
Boss, incoming call on the secure line. Who is it? Unknown number, but they're using our emergency frequency. Put it through. Romano, I think it's time we had a conversation. Warren Blackwood, I was wondering when you'd call directly instead of sending your hired muscle to chase us around the city. Your little game of hide and seek ends now. You have something that belongs to my business partner, and we want it back. You mean the wine that was planted in my warehouse by your people to frame me for theft? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm referring to the shipping manifests and customer lists you stole from our offices last week.
Shipping manifests? You didn't mention stealing any shipping manifests.
Because I didn't steal any shipping manifests. This is the first I'm hearing about missing documents. Don't play innocent, Romano. We have security footage of your people breaking into our building and accessing our private files. Boss, that's impossible. We haven't conducted any surveillance operations against Blackwood Industries. Warren, I think someone is playing both of us against each other. What do you mean? I mean, someone wants us fighting each other while they profit from the chaos. That's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to do that?
Warren, it's me.
Who is this? How did you get on this line?
It's your loving stepsister. You know, the one you've been trying to murder for the past 3 years.
What are you talking about? Murder? Have you lost your mind?
I know about the inheritance scheme, Warren. I know about the fake medical records and the plan to kill me before my 28th birthday.
You're delusional. Nobody's trying to kill you. Boss, he sounds genuinely confused. Either he's a very good actor, or he doesn't know about the murder plots.
That's impossible. I've watched him help plan my death 3 times.
3 times? What does that even mean? Warren, where's your mother right now? My mother? She's at the spa. Why? Boss, I'm getting reports that Veronica Blackwood was seen entering the Hensworth building 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago? That's right around the time the wine theft frame job started falling apart. What wine theft? What frame job?
Warren, you borrowed $12 million from the Romano family using my inheritance as collateral.
That's insane. I never borrowed any money from anyone. My business is completely self-funded. Boss, I'm pulling up the loan documents now. The signature doesn't match Warren Blackwood's signature from his business registration. Someone forged Warren's signature on a $12 million loan agreement? Looks that way. And the contact information on the loan application leads back to a dummy corporation registered to Charles Hensworth.
Hensworth forged Warren's signature to borrow money from you?
Using your inheritance as collateral for a debt that Warren doesn't even know exists. Will someone please explain me what's going on? I have no idea what any of you are talking about. Boss, we've been played. Hensworth has been manipulating everyone to create a conflict between you and the Blackwood family, while he eliminates his competition and gains control of both our shipping network and their family fortune.
But why kill me 3 times? Why not just once?
Because each time you came back to life, you disrupted his timeline and forced him to adapt his plan. He's been using your supernatural resurrection situation to his advantage. Supernatural resurrection? Has everyone completely lost their minds?
Warren, I've been murdered 3 times by someone using our family's resources. Each time I die, I wake up 3 years earlier with all my memories intact.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Boss, it would explain a lot about how they've been staying one step ahead of us. If Hensworth knows about her ability to come back to life, he could be using that information to plan multiple scenarios.
Multiple scenarios?
He knows that if one murder attempt fails, he could just try again with a different method. But he also knows that each time you come back, you have more information about his plans. This conversation is insane. People don't come back to life.
Warren, do you remember the family dinner last month where you spilled coffee on your blue shirt exactly 15 minutes after we sat down?
How could you possibly know about that? That dinner hasn't happened yet.
Because I've lived through it 3 times already.
Boss, if she can predict future events with that level of accuracy, we could use that information to expose Hensworth's entire operation. Exactly. We turn her inside knowledge into our strategic advantage. This is completely insane, but if what you're saying is true, then my mother is in danger.
Your mother isn't on it, Warren.
That's impossible. My mother would never hurt you. Boss, I'm seeing movement around the Hensworth building. Looks like a major operation is underway. What kind of operation? Hard to tell from here, but there are at least 20 vehicles and what looks like private security contractors.
Private security contractors?
Hensworth has been hiring military contractors for the past 6 months. He said it was for overseas shipping security. Overseas shipping security that requires 20 vehicles and armed personnel in downtown. Boss, I think they're planning something much bigger than wine theft and inheritance fraud. What could be bigger than a $50 million inheritance and control of our shipping network? Hensworth has been talking about expanding into government contracts, something about Homeland Security and Border Protection Services.
Border Protection Services?
That would require eliminating competing shipping operations and demonstrating security capabilities. By framing me for theft and taking control of my business operations. And by eliminating Penny to access her inheritance for funding.
But why kill me 3 times? Why not just once and be done with it?
Because each time you came back, you forced him to refine his plan and eliminate more potential witnesses. He's been using your resurrection ability to perfect his conspiracy. I still don't believe any of this supernatural resurrection nonsense.
Warren, your mother is planning to poison my tea tomorrow at 3:15 in the afternoon with bitter almonds dissolved in honey.
That's ridiculous. How would you possibly know that? Boss, if she's right about the timing, we could set up surveillance and catch them in the act. More than surveillance, we could replace the poison with something harmless and document their entire operation.
Replace the poison? With what?
Something that looks and tastes like poison, but just makes you sick instead of dead. Then you fake your death. We gather evidence while they think they've succeeded, and we expose the entire conspiracy. Fake or death? How do you fake someone's death convincingly enough to fool trained killers? The boss has experience with creative problem solving. Theater background. Very useful in business negotiations and crisis management.
Theater background? You studied theater?
Minor in dramatic arts. The boss is very well-rounded. You never know when performance skills will come in handy. This is the most elaborate plan I've ever heard for catching criminals. The boss doesn't believe in simple solutions to complex problems. Complex problems require sophisticated solutions.
What if something goes wrong? What if the fake poison doesn't work or they figure out it's a setup?
Then we improvise and use backup plan B. There's a backup plan B. Always have multiple contingencies. Basic business strategy.
How many backup plans do you have?
Plans B through G are currently prepared and ready for implementation. Plan H is still in development, but should be ready by tomorrow morning. 8 different backup plans for a wine theft investigation. This stopped being about wine theft several crimes ago. Now it's about conspiracy, fraud, attempted murder, and probably federal racketeering charges.
Federal racketeering?
If Hensworth is using military contractors and government connections for criminal activities, that's definitely federal jurisdiction. Boss, we should probably contact our federal liaison about this situation. Federal liaison? The boss has connections in various government agencies. Legitimate business operations require good relationships with regulatory authorities.
Regulatory authorities like the FBI?
You have connections with the FBI? The boss prefers to maintain cooperative relationships with law enforcement. It's good business practice to work with authorities rather than against them.
Work with them how exactly?
Information sharing, consultation on international shipping security, occasional assistance with investigations. Mutually beneficial cooperation that serves the public interest. You're some kind of informant? Consultant. The boss is a consultant. I provide expertise on international commerce and logistics to various government agencies.
Expertise based on your illegal shipping operations?
Former illegal shipping operations. Currently reformed and legitimately operated shipping operations. Reform is an ongoing process that requires constant attention to regulatory compliance. Reformed criminal turned government consultant? That's actually kind of impressive. The boss has worked very hard to rehabilitate the family business reputation. Rehabilitation creates opportunities for legitimate growth and community service.
Community service?
The boss sponsors 3 youth programs and a community center in his old neighborhood. Giving back to the community is important for sustainable business success. You're a philanthropist too? The boss believes in comprehensive social responsibility. Business success should benefit everyone, not just the business owners.
This is getting very confusing. Are you a criminal, a legitimate businessman, or a community activist?
All 3, depending on the day of the week. I prefer to think of myself as a reformed entrepreneur with diverse interests and flexible moral standards. Flexible moral standards? The boss adapts his ethical framework to match the requirements of specific situations. Situational ethics allow for more creative problem-solving approaches.
Situational ethics.
Right.
That's definitely not confusing at all.
Boss, we're approaching the warehouse district. Time to implement whichever plan we're using. Which plan do you think will be most effective given current circumstances?
You're asking me? I don't know anything about criminal conspiracy planning.
I vote for whichever plan involves the least amount of people shooting at us. That would be Plan C, minimal violence, maximum evidence gathering. Plan C it is. Everyone ready for some light espionage and moderate rule bending?
Light espionage? Moderate rule bending? How is any of this light or moderate?
Relatively speaking, boss, compared to plans D through G, Plan C is very restrained. I'm afraid to ask what plans D through G involve. Let's focus on Plan C for now. We can always escalate if circumstances require more aggressive intervention.
Agressive intervention.
Why do all your business terms sound so ominous?
Because the boss operates in industries where ominous language is often necessary for effective communication. Clear communication prevents misunderstandings that can lead to unfortunate consequences. Unfortunate consequences like high-speed chases and federal investigations. Among other things, yes. Success in competitive markets requires accepting calculated risks.
Calculated risks like fake death scenarios and federal conspiracy charges?
The boss is very good at risk assessment. Most of the time. Most of the time? What happens the rest of the time? That's when we need backup plans B through G.
I'm starting to understand why you have so many backup plans.
Preparation is the key to turning potential disasters into learning experiences. And learning experiences into future business opportunities. You turn disasters into business opportunities? Crisis management is a very valuable skill in today's economy. The boss has monetized several previously disastrous situations.
Monetized disasters. That sounds terrible.
Terrible for the people who cause the disasters. Profitable for the people who solve them. You profit from other people's disasters? The boss provides crisis resolution services to clients facing complex challenges. It's a legitimate consulting specialty with excellent growth potential.
Everything is a business opportunity with you, isn't it?
The boss has very entrepreneurial instincts. Economic opportunity exists in every situation if you know how to recognize and develop it. Even situations involving murder and federal crimes. Especially those situations. High-risk scenarios often create the most valuable opportunities. Risk and reward are directly correlated in most markets.
This conversation is making my head hurt.
Boss, we're the warehouse. Time to begin Plan C implementation. Everyone remember their roles?
What's my role? Nobody told me I had a role.
I don't have a role either. Your roles are to stay safe and follow the boss's instructions exactly. Simple, straightforward, minimal risk of complications.
Minimal risk? We're about to fake my death to catch murderous conspirators.
Compared to the alternative scenarios, this is very low risk. What are the alternative scenarios? You don't want to know. Trust me on that one.
This is insane. Completely insane.
I agree with my stepsister. This is definitely insane. Boss, maybe we should explain exactly how Plan C works before we start implementation. Right? Details are important for successful execution.
Please tell me this plan involves calling the police and letting them handle everything.
That would be Plan A, which we determined was not feasible given current circumstances. Law enforcement involvement at this stage would compromise our evidence-gathering objectives. Evidence-gathering objectives? We need proof of the conspiracy before we can involve official authorities. Otherwise, it's just our word against Hensworth's, and he has better lawyers.
Better lawyers than your excellent legal team?
Hensworth has government connections and unlimited funding. Our legal team is very good, but they prefer cases with solid evidence and clear legal precedent. So we need to gather evidence of crimes that haven't been committed yet. Exactly. We need to document their criminal intent and conspiracy planning, which is where your stepsister's supernatural resurrection ability becomes our strategic advantage.
How is repeatedly dying supposed to be a strategic advantage?
Because you know exactly when, where, and how they're planning to kill you. Information is power, and you have information they don't know you have. Information about events that haven't happened yet?
Events that have happened, just not in this timeline.
Time paradox logistics aside, the important thing is actionable intelligence. Actionable intelligence that we can use to expose their entire operation. I still think this whole time travel resurrection thing is completely impossible.
Warren, tomorrow morning your mother is going to ask you to drive her to the farmer's market at exactly 9:30.
So, she goes to the farmer's market every week.
She's going to buy ingredients for a special tea blend that she's planning to serve me tomorrow afternoon.
What kind of ingredients? The poisoning kind, if the pattern holds. We're going to follow her, document her purchases, and gather evidence of premeditation. Premeditation for a murder that hasn't happened yet? Legal technicalities aside, documentation of intent is crucial for prosecution. Plus, we'll have video evidence of conspiracy planning and materials acquisition.
What if she doesn't buy the poison ingredients? What if changing the timeline changes their plan?
Then we adapt and use one of the backup plans. Flexibility is key to successful operation execution. How many times are you going to say that everything is a business principle? The boss finds business metaphors helpful for explaining complex situations. Business principles apply to most aspects of life, including criminal investigation.
Criminal investigation is not a business principle.
Actually, it kind of is. Investigation methodology, evidence analysis, strategic planning. All core competencies in both business and law enforcement. You're comparing police work to running a company? The boss has a very analytical approach to problem solving. Analytical thinking produces better results regardless of the specific application.
Okay, fine. Let's say your business approach to criminal investigation actually works. What exactly are we doing tomorrow?
Phase 1, surveillance and documentation. Phase 2, evidence preservation. Phase 3, controlled intervention. Controlled intervention, meaning we stop the murder attempt while preserving evidence of intent. How do you stop a murder attempt while preserving evidence? Very carefully and with excellent timing. The goal is to catch them in the act without allowing actual harm to occur.
What if your timing is wrong? What if something goes wrong and I actually die?
Then you come back to life 3 years ago and we try a different approach. That's the most casual attitude toward potential murder I've ever heard. Experience has shown that your stepsister is remarkably resilient.
Resilient?
ED.
Every time.
But you come back. That's what makes this plan feasible. We have a built-in safety net that allows for more aggressive investigative tactics. Built-in safety net. You're talking about my stepsister's death and resurrection like it's some kind of insurance policy. From a strategic planning perspective, it is kind of like insurance. Insurance that allows us to take calculated risks we couldn't otherwise take.
I can't believe you're discussing my repeated deaths as a strategic advantage.
Boss, we should probably focus on implementation details rather than philosophical implications. Right? Details. Tomorrow morning, surveillance teams Alpha and Beta will be in position by 8 a.m. Surveillance teams? How many people are involved in this operation? Just enough to ensure comprehensive coverage and evidence documentation. 6 operatives, 3 vehicles, 2 technical specialists.
2 technical specialists?
Audio recording equipment and video surveillance coordination. We want high-quality evidence that will stand up in federal court. Federal court? You're planning to prosecute this in federal court? Conspiracy charges involving interstate commerce and government contracts are federal jurisdiction. Plus, federal prosecutors have more resources for complex white-collar crime cases.
White-collar crime. Is that what we're calling murder now?
Murder for financial gain involving business conspiracy qualifies as white-collar crime. The financial and business elements are what make it federal rather than state jurisdiction. How do you know so much about federal prosecution procedures? The boss has extensive experience with federal legal proceedings. Mostly as a consultant and expert witness, not as a defendant.
Mostly?
There were a few misunderstandings early in the boss's career. Misunderstandings that were eventually resolved through cooperation and community service. Community service for organized crime charges? Reform and rehabilitation were part of the resolution agreement. Very successful reform and rehabilitation, as evidenced by my current legitimate business operations.
Legitimate business operations that somehow still involve high-speed chases and armed confrontations.
Those are residual complications from the boss's previous career. Reputation management in competitive industries requires ongoing attention to legacy issues. Legacy issues like people trying to kill you? Among other things, yes. The past creates obligations that sometimes require creative resolution approaches.
Creative resolution approaches, like fake death scenarios.
Boss, we should brief them on tomorrow's specific timeline and responsibilities. Good point. Details prevent confusion and improve execution efficiency. Execution efficiency. Are we planning a murder or preventing one? Preventing one while executing a complex evidence-gathering operation. Poor choice of words. Let me rephrase. Implementation efficiency.
Implementation of what exactly?
Operation Save Penny while exposing criminal conspiracy. That's the actual name of your plan? Working title. We'll develop a more professional designation for official documentation. Official documentation? Federal agencies prefer comprehensive operational reports with proper formatting and professional language.
You're going to file reports with federal agencies?
About supernatural resurrection and wine theft conspiracies? The supernatural elements will be de-emphasized in favor of focusing on the criminal conspiracy aspects. Federal prosecutors prefer evidence-based cases with minimal supernatural complications.
Minimal supernatural complications.
Right.
Boss, it's getting late, and we have early surveillance deployment tomorrow. Right? Everyone needs to get some rest before operation implementation begins. Where exactly are we supposed to rest? We can't go home if people are trying to kill us. The boss has secure accommodations available for operational participants. Safe House number 3 has excellent guest facilities and comprehensive security systems.
Safe house number 3? How many safe houses do you have?
Operational security requires multiple secure locations for various scenarios. Real estate diversification is important for both business and personal security purposes. Business and personal security, of course. Boss, should I contact the morning surveillance teams and confirm deployment schedules? Yes, and make sure technical specialists have all necessary equipment for high-quality documentation.
High-quality documentation of my attempted murder.
This is the strangest conversation I've ever had. You get used to it. The boss's operational planning discussions are always very thorough. Thorough planning prevents avoidable failures and maximizes success probability.
Success probability for keeping me alive or for catching the conspirators?
Both. Optimal outcomes require achieving multiple objectives simultaneously. Multitasking is a valuable skill in complex operational environments. Operational environments. You make everything sound like military strategy. The boss has studied various tactical and strategic frameworks for business applications. Knowledge is power regardless of its original context or intended application.
Original context like actual military operations?
Among other sources, yes. Diverse educational backgrounds create more flexible problem-solving capabilities. What kind of diverse educational background includes military tactical training? The boss prefers not to discuss certain aspects of his educational history. Some experiences are better left as background context rather than detailed explanation.
Background context. Another euphemism.
The boss has many euphemisms, very useful for diplomatic communication. Diplomatic language prevents unnecessary complications in professional relationships. Professional relationships with who exactly? Various stakeholders in multiple industries and sectors. Stakeholder management is crucial for sustainable business growth.
I'm too tired to keep asking for clarification on your business euphemisms.
I agree. Let's just go to this safe house and figure out the rest tomorrow. Excellent decision. Rest is important for optimal performance during complex operations. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day.
Interesting is one way to put it.
I just hope we all survive your interesting day. Survival probability is very high given our preparation level and resource allocation. Plus, we have supernatural insurance in the form of your stepsister's resurrection ability.
I really hate that you keep calling my repeated deaths insurance.
I hate that any of this is happening at all. Boss, Safe House 3 is 15 minutes away. Should I call ahead and have them prepare guest accommodations? Yes, and make sure the kitchen is stocked. Complex operations require proper nutrition.
Proper nutrition for fake death scenarios.
My life has become completely surreal. Welcome to the boss's world. Everything is surreal, but it usually works out in the end. Usually is the key word there.
Usually?
The boss has a very high success rate, but nobody's perfect. Perfect is the enemy of good. We aim for excellent results with acceptable risk levels. Acceptable risk levels including potential federal charges and actual death. The boss calculates risk very carefully before committing to any operational plan. Risk assessment is one of my core competencies.
Core competencies.
Right.
Because even criminal investigation is a business function.
Everything is a business function if you analyze it properly. Business analysis provides useful frameworks for understanding complex situations. Complex situations like supernatural murder conspiracies. Even supernatural murder conspiracies have logical structures that can be analyzed and understood. Logic and preparation overcome most obstacles, supernatural or otherwise.
Most obstacles?
There are always unknown variables that require adaptive responses. Adaptation is another core competency. How many core competencies do you have? The boss has been collecting core competencies for over 15 years. Professional development is a lifelong process.
Professional development in organized crime?
Reformed organized crime. Now, it's professional development in crisis management consulting. Career transition requires continuous skill development and knowledge acquisition. Career transition from crime boss to crisis management consultant? It's actually a very logical career progression when you think about it. Similar skill sets, similar client needs, just different legal frameworks.
Different legal frameworks. Sure.
Boss, we're here. Safe House 3, complete with guest accommodations and kitchen facilities. Excellent. Tomorrow we begin the most important operation of our professional careers. Professional careers in what exactly? Justice delivery and criminal conspiracy resolution. With a minor in supernatural event management.
Supernatural event management. That's a new one.
The boss is very creative with professional designations. Creativity is essential for effective marketing and brand development. Brand development for criminal investigation services. Everything needs proper branding for successful market positioning. Even justice delivery benefits from professional presentation and clear value proposition.
Value proposition for catching murderers.
The boss applies business principles to every aspect of life. Business principles work because they're based on logic, efficiency, and results-oriented thinking. Results-oriented thinking about supernatural murder prevention. When you put it that way, it does sound unusual. Unusual situations require unusual solutions.
And unusual solutions require unusual partnerships.
Partnership between a repeatedly murdered heiress and a reformed crime boss. Don't forget the confused stepbrother and the highly qualified security consultant. Team composition is crucial for successful project outcomes.
Project outcomes like staying alive and catching criminals.
Among other objectives, yes. Multiple objectives create more opportunities for value delivery and stakeholder satisfaction. Stakeholder satisfaction in a murder investigation. The boss really does think everything is a business opportunity. Because everything is a business opportunity if you have the right perspective and sufficient creativity.
Tomorrow is either going to be the best day of my life or the worst day of my life.
Given that the worst day of your life involves dying, I vote for the best day option. The boss's plans usually work out better than expected. Positive thinking combined with thorough preparation creates favorable outcomes.
Favorable outcomes like surviving my own murder.
When you put it like that, it sounds almost achievable. With the boss's track record and resource allocation, survival probability is very high. Very high probability combined with multiple backup plans equals optimal strategic positioning.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually starting to feel optimistic about tomorrow.
Optimistic about faking your death to catch our mother in a murder conspiracy. The boss has that effect on people. Confidence is contagious, and success breeds success.
Success in supernatural murder prevention and federal conspiracy prosecution.
Our lives have become completely insane. But productively insane. The best kind of insane.
I suppose if you're going to be insane, you might as well be productively insane with excellent professional support.
Excellent professional support from reformed criminals and security consultants. Don't forget Harvard Business School training. Education matters, regardless of how you apply it.
Tomorrow we find out how well Harvard Business School prepared you for supernatural murder conspiracy investigation.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm actually looking forward to finding out. Team confidence is an excellent indicator of operational success probability. Tomorrow we make history.
Or we make headlines.
Hopefully the good kind of headlines. With the boss's media management skills, even bad headlines usually turn into positive publicity. Crisis communication is another core competency.
Of course it is.
At this point, I'd be surprised if crisis communication wasn't one of your core competencies. The boss has core competencies for most situations. Competency development is an ongoing process.
Tomorrow we add supernatural murder prevention to your list of core competencies.
Assuming we survive to update the list. Survival probability remains very high. Plus, we have supernatural insurance.
Stop calling my death's insurance.
I think that's going to be an ongoing issue. The boss tends to stick with metaphors that work for him. Effective communication requires consistent terminology.
Consistent terminology that drives me crazy.
At least it's consistently crazy. Consistency is important for team communication and operational efficiency. Tomorrow we begin the most complex operation in Romano family history.
Romano family history including all the previous criminal enterprises?
This is definitely more complex than previous operations. Complexity creates opportunities for innovative problem-solving approaches. Innovative approaches to supernatural murder prevention. The boss specializes in innovative approaches. Innovation is what separates successful enterprises from failed enterprises.
Enterprise.
Right.
Because preventing my murder is a business enterprise.
With multiple stakeholders and operational objectives. Don't forget the federal prosecution component. Federal prosecution adds another layer of complexity and opportunity.
Opportunity for what?
Public service and civic responsibility demonstration. Community service is important for long-term business reputation management. Business reputation management through murder prevention. The boss finds ways to turn every situation into a brand development opportunity. Brand development is crucial for sustainable competitive advantage.
Competitive advantage in the murder prevention industry?
Is there a murder prevention industry? There is now. Market creation is a valuable entrepreneurial skill.
You're creating a market for murder prevention services?
That's either brilliant or completely insane. With the boss, it's usually both. The best business opportunities often seem insane until they prove successful.
Success in preventing supernatural murders and prosecuting federal conspiracies.
Success in situations that shouldn't exist in any rational universe. Rational universe are overrated anyway. Rationality is less important than results.
Results like staying alive and catching criminals.
Results like somehow making sense of impossible situations. The boss is very good at making sense of impossible situations. Impossible is just another word for insufficiently analyzed.
Tomorrow, we find out if your analysis is sufficient for supernatural murder prevention.
No pressure or anything. The boss performs better under pressure. Pressure creates diamonds and successful business outcomes.
Business outcomes, including keeping people alive.
Keeping people alive while exposing criminal conspiracies and managing federal prosecution procedures. Multitasking at its finest. Excellence requires juggling multiple objectives simultaneously.
Multiple objectives like survival and justice.
Justice and business development. Business development through public service. Public service that happens to create excellent marketing opportunities.
Marketing opportunities for your new murder prevention consulting business.
Murder prevention consulting. That actually sounds like a legitimate business. Everything the boss does eventually becomes a legitimate business. Legitimacy is important for long-term sustainability and growth.
Growth in the supernatural murder prevention sector.
A sector that probably didn't exist until today. Market creation and early adoption advantage. First mover advantage in emerging markets is incredibly valuable.
Emerging markets for supernatural crime prevention.
Our conversation topics have become completely surreal, but productively surreal. Productivity matters more than conventional logic.
Tomorrow we test whether productivity can overcome supernatural murder conspiracies.
And whether Harvard Business School prepared you for impossible situations. The boss's education has prepared him for most scenarios. Education combined with experience creates unstoppable problem-solving capabilities.
Tomorrow we find out if unstoppable meets immovable supernatural murder plot.
I'm betting on unstoppable. Good choice. The boss has excellent track record with impossible situations. Tomorrow we make the impossible look easy.
Or we make the easy look impossible.
Either way, it's going to be interesting. Interesting is the boss's specialty. Interesting combined with successful outcomes.
Tomorrow we find out if interesting and successful can coexist in supernatural murder prevention.
I'm optimistic about our chances. Optimism plus preparation equals high probability success. Success plus publicity equals business development opportunity.
Everything really is a business opportunity with you.
At least he's consistent. Consistency is one of the boss's most reliable characteristics. Reliability creates trust, and trust creates successful partnerships.
Partnerships for supernatural murder prevention and federal conspiracy prosecution.
The strangest partnership in the history of strange partnerships. But potentially the most successful. Success is what matters, regardless of how strange the path to achievement might be.
Tomorrow, we walk the strange path to success.
Together. As a team. As partners in the most important operation of our lives.
Partners in supernatural murder prevention.
Partners in justice delivery. Partners in making the impossible possible. Partners in proving that business principles work in every situation, even supernatural ones.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually excited about tomorrow.
Excited about faking your death and catching criminals. Excited about justice and business development. Excited about turning an impossible situation into a successful enterprise.
Tomorrow changes everything.
Everything for the better. Everything in favor of justice and proper business practices. Everything in favor of proving that with sufficient preparation and creative thinking, any problem can be solved and any situation can be turned into an opportunity.
Tomorrow, we turn supernatural murder into a business opportunity.
The most surreal business opportunity in history. But potentially the most important. Importance plus success equals legacy.
Legacy in supernatural crime prevention.
Legacy in proving that impossible situations just require impossible solutions. Impossible solutions delivered with business excellence. Business excellence in service of justice and community safety.
Justice, safety, and business development.
The perfect combination. Perfect for the boss's skill set and value proposition. Tomorrow we launch the Romano Family Supernatural Crime Prevention and Justice Delivery Enterprise.
That's a terrible name for a business.
But an excellent description of what we're doing. The boss will work on branding and marketing later. First, we prove the business model works.
By preventing my supernatural murder.
And prosecuting federal criminal conspiracies. And documenting everything for future business development. Documentation is crucial for scalability and franchise opportunities.
Franchise opportunities in supernatural murder prevention?
Why not? If it works once, it could work anywhere. The boss thinks globally. Global market opportunities require local expertise and cultural adaptation.
Cultural adaptation for supernatural crime prevention in different markets.
Different markets with different supernatural murder traditions. Market research will be essential. Market research and competitive analysis.
Competitive analysis of other supernatural crime prevention services.
Are there other supernatural crime prevention services? There now. Competition validates market opportunity.
Tomorrow we validate the market opportunity for supernatural murder prevention.
By successfully preventing my stepsister's supernatural murder. And prosecuting the conspirators. And launching a new industry.
An industry built on preventing impossible crimes.
Impossible crimes that apparently happen regularly. Regular enough to support a sustainable business model. Sustainability plus profitability plus social good equals perfect business opportunity.
Perfect business opportunity disguised as supernatural murder prevention.
Or supernatural murder prevention disguised as perfect business opportunity. With the boss, it's always both. Both is better than either.
Tomorrow we discover if both is better than neither.
I'm confident it will be. Confidence plus preparation plus supernatural insurance equals guaranteed success. Guaranteed success plus excellent documentation equals franchise-ready business model.
You're already planning to franchise supernatural murder prevention?
The boss doesn't waste time on small thinking. Small thinking produces small results. Big thinking produces big opportunities.
Big opportunities in supernatural crime prevention.
The biggest opportunity any of us will ever see or create. Creating opportunities is what entrepreneurs do.
Entrepreneurship in supernatural murder prevention and federal conspiracy prosecution.
With Harvard Business School methodology and Romano family resources. Resources plus methodology plus opportunity equals unstoppable success.
Tomorrow, we become unstoppably successful at preventing my supernatural murder.
While launching a new industry. While serving justice. While proving that business principles apply to every situation, no matter how impossible it might seem.
Tomorrow changes everything.
Everything for the better. Everything in service of justice and business excellence. Tomorrow we make history while making money, while making the world safer.
The perfect combination.
Perfect for a perfect partnership. Perfect for a perfect business opportunity. Perfect for proving that with the right team and the right approach, anything is possible.
Anything including surviving supernatural murder conspiracies.
And thriving afterwards. Thriving while helping others in similar situations. Helping others while building a sustainable, profitable, socially responsible business enterprise.
Business enterprise dedicated to supernatural crime prevention.
The first of its kind. But not the last. Tomorrow we begin building the future of supernatural justice delivery.
Justice delivery with excellent customer service.
And competitive pricing. And comprehensive service offerings. Everything a discerning supernatural crime victim could need.
Supernatural crime victims as target market.
Underserved market with significant growth potential. Growth potential limited only by the imagination. And a supply of supernatural crimes requiring prevention.
Tomorrow we test market demand for supernatural crime prevention services.
By successfully preventing supernatural murder. And documenting the process for replication and scaling. Replication and scaling across multiple markets and crime types.
Multiple supernatural crime types requiring specialized prevention services.
Specialized services delivered with business excellence. Business excellence in service of impossible solutions. Impossible solutions made possible through preparation, teamwork, and creative thinking.
Tomorrow we prove that impossible is just another business challenge.
A business challenge with supernatural elements. Supernatural elements that create competitive differentiation. Differentiation that establishes market leadership in emerging industry.
Market leadership in supernatural crime prevention.
Leadership built on successful outcomes. Outcomes that keep clients alive. Tomorrow we prove our business model works.
By preventing my murder and catching criminals.
While launching a supernatural crime prevention business. Business that serves justice and makes profit. Perfect combination of social good and financial success.
Darling, are you ready for tomorrow's tea party?
What tea party, Mother?
The one where we solve our inheritance problem permanently.
What do you mean?
I mean permanently removing the obstacle to our $50 million.
You're talking about murdering Penny?
Such an ugly word. I prefer problem resolution.
Mother, this is insane.
What's insane is letting $50 million slip away because you're sentimental.
You married Dad for money?
Of course. And tomorrow we collect on my investment.
I won't help you murder anyone.
Then I'll do it myself. You just keep her distracted.
What if I warn her?
Then I eliminate two problems instead of one.
You'd kill me too?
If necessary. Nothing personal, darling.
Did you get all that? Every word. Perfect evidence for prosecution.
She really was planning to kill me again.
So the resurrection thing is real? Very real. And now we have proof of conspiracy.
How did you get in here?
I'll let them in, Mother. I can't let you murder people.
Murder? This is just business.
Mrs. Blackwood, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder.
You can't prove anything.
We have video evidence of you planning to poison Miss Penny.
This is entrapment. This is justice.
Justice with excellent documentation. What happens to me? That depends on your cooperation. Full cooperation it is. Smart choice. Our lawyers will help with your statement. The boss has excellent legal representation. We'll need all evidence for federal prosecution.
Federal prosecution?
Murder for inheritance money is federal jurisdiction. Plus, we're establishing important precedents for supernatural crime cases. Supernatural crime prevention as legitimate business? Very legitimate and very necessary. This is definitely the most unusual case I've handled.
Welcome to the Romano family approach to problem solving.
Approach that turns impossible into profitable. Profitable while serving justice and protecting innocent people. I still can't believe any of this is real.
Real enough to keep me alive and put criminals in prison.
Prison where they belong. Where they'll stay for a very long time. Long enough for us to establish our crime prevention business properly. Crime prevention business with supernatural specialization. Specialization the FBI might be interested in consulting.
Federal consulting contracts?
The boss loves government contracts. Excellent revenue stream with built-in credibility. Credibility in supernatural crime prevention. Prevention that actually works.
Works well enough to save lives and catch criminals.
Criminals who thought supernatural crimes were undetectable. They learned that Romano family business principles apply to every situation. Every situation, including impossible ones. Impossible situations that you make look routine.
We make the impossible look easy through preparation.
Preparation that turns challenges into opportunities. Opportunities that serve justice and build businesses. Businesses that cooperate with law enforcement. Cooperation that benefits everyone.
Everyone except the criminals.
Criminals learn that supernatural crimes have real consequences. Consequences delivered through professional crime prevention. Crime prevention that sets new standards. Standards for supernatural justice.
Justice delivered with business excellence.
Excellence that proves anything is possible. Possible through proper preparation and teamwork. Teamwork between private enterprise and law enforcement. Enterprise that serves the public good.
Public good delivered profitably.
Profitable justice is sustainable justice. Sustainable solutions to impossible problems. Problems that aren't impossible when you're involved. You make the impossible look easy.
Easy through hard work and smart strategy.
Strategy that creates value for everyone involved. Value delivered through Romano family excellence. Excellence in supernatural crime prevention. Prevention that saves lives.
Lives that matter.
Lives protected through professional dedication. Dedication that produces results. Results that speak for themselves. Results that prove your business model.
Business model that works.
Works perfectly. Perfect partnership for impossible situations. Situations that become possible through expertise. Expertise in turning problems into opportunities.
Opportunities that serve justice.
Justice delivered with style and effectiveness. Effectiveness that saves lives and catches criminals. Criminals who learn that supernatural crimes aren't beyond the law. Law enforcement enhanced by professional crime prevention.
Prevention that actually prevents crimes.
Crimes against innocent people who deserve protection. Protection delivered through business excellence. Excellence that proves impossible is just opportunity. Opportunity to serve justice and save lives.
Lives saved through Romano family dedication.
Dedication that produces perfect results. Results that serve justice and build successful businesses. Businesses that prove anything is possible with proper approach. Approach that combines business excellence with dedication to justice.
Justice that makes the impossible inevitable.
Inevitable success through professional crime prevention. Crime prevention that works because it's done right. Right for everyone involved. Everyone who believes in justice and professional excellence.
Excellence that proves impossible is just another word for opportunity.
Opportunity to serve justice and save lives professionally. Professional excellence that turns challenges into solutions. Solutions that work for everyone who needs protection. Protection delivered through Romano family business excellence.
Excellence that proves anything is possible with proper preparation.
Preparation that serves justice and saves lives. Lives that matter enough to dedicate our business to protecting. Protection delivered professionally and effectively. Effectively serving everyone who needs supernatural crime prevention.
Prevention that proves business principles work everywhere.
Everywhere justice is needed. Justice delivered through professional excellence and dedication. Dedication that makes impossible situations possible. Possible through Romano family expertise.
Expertise that turns problems into opportunities to serve justice.
Justice that works because it's delivered professionally. Professional excellence that saves lives and catches criminals. Criminals who learn that supernatural crimes have consequences. Consequences delivered through business excellence.
Excellence that proves anything is possible.
Possible through proper preparation and professional execution. Execution that serves justice and protects innocent people. People who deserve professional protection from supernatural crimes. Crimes that are no match for Romano family excellence.
Excellence that turns impossible into inevitable success.
Success that serves justice and saves lives. Lives saved through professional supernatural crime prevention. Prevention that proves business principles solve impossible problems. Problems that become opportunities when handled professionally.
Professional excellence that makes impossible look routine.
Routine excellence in serving justice. Justice delivered through business excellence and dedication. Dedication that proves anything is possible. Possible through Romano family commitment to excellence.
Excellence that saves lives and serves justice perfectly.
Perfect justice through professional crime prevention. Prevention that works because it combines business excellence with dedication to protecting innocent people. People who deserve professional protection delivered with Romano family quality. Quality that proves supernatural crime prevention is legitimate business.
Business that serves justice while saving lives.
Lives saved through professional excellence and proper preparation. Preparation that turns impossible situations into successful outcomes. Outcomes that serve justice and demonstrate business excellence. Excellence that makes supernatural crime prevention look easy.
Easy because it's done professionally with proper preparation.
Preparation that proves business principles work in every situation. Every situation, including supernatural murder prevention. Prevention delivered with Romano family excellence. Excellence that serves justice and saves lives.
Lives that matter to everyone involved.
Everyone benefits from professional supernatural crime prevention. Prevention that proves impossible is just opportunity. Opportunity to serve justice professionally. Professional justice delivery through business excellence.
Excellence that makes anything possible.
Possible through proper preparation and dedication. Dedication to serving justice and protecting innocent lives. Lives protected through Romano family business excellence. Excellence that proves supernatural crime prevention works.
Works perfectly when done professionally.
Professional excellence that serves justice. Justice for everyone who needs protection. Protection delivered with business excellence. Excellence that makes impossible possible.
Possible through Romano family dedication to justice.
Justice served through professional crime prevention. Crime prevention that actually prevents crimes and saves lives. Lives saved through business excellence and professional dedication. Dedication that proves anything is possible with proper approach.
Approach that combines business excellence with commitment to justice.
Justice that works because it's delivered professionally. Professional excellence that turns impossible into inevitable. Inevitable success through supernatural crime prevention. Prevention that serves justice and saves lives.
Lives that matter enough to build a business around protecting.
Protection through Romano family excellence. Excellence that proves business principles solve any problem. Any problem, including supernatural murder conspiracies. Conspiracies that are no match for professional crime prevention.
Prevention that works through business excellence.
Excellence that serves justice perfectly. Perfect justice through professional dedication. Dedication that saves lives. Lives saved through business excellence.
Excellence that proves anything is possible.
Possible through Romano family commitment to justice. Justice delivered professionally and effectively. Effectively serving everyone who needs protection. Protection through supernatural crime prevention excellence.
Excellence that makes impossible look easy.
Easy through proper preparation and business principles. Principles that serve justice and save lives. Lives that matter to everyone. Everyone benefits from professional excellence.
Excellence in supernatural crime prevention.
Prevention that proves business works. Works perfectly for justice. Justice through excellence. Excellence that saves lives.
Lives protected professionally.
Professional crime prevention. Prevention through excellence. Excellence serves justice. Justice saves lives.
Lives matter.
Matter to everyone. Everyone deserves protection. Protection through excellence. Excellence works.
Works perfectly.
Perfect justice. Justice served. Served professionally. Professional excellence.
Excellence saves lives.
Lives through justice. Justice works. Works perfectly. Perfect results.
Results matter.
Matter to everyone. Everyone benefits. Benefits through excellence. Excellence serves justice.
Justice saves lives.
Lives matter. Matter enough to protect. Protection works. Works through excellence.
Excellence serves all.
All deserve justice. Justice through excellence. Excellence works. Works perfectly.
Perfect justice served. Tomorrow, we make the inevitable.
Inevitably successful. Inevitably profitable. Inevitably legendary.
Tomorrow, we become legends in supernatural crime prevention.
Legends who prove anything is possible with the right team, the right preparation, and the right business strategy.
Tomorrow, we prove that business principles can solve supernatural problems.
While building something meaningful, something that serves justice, and creates opportunity for everyone involved.
Tomorrow, we start our new life.
Our new business. Our new purpose. Our new legend.
Together.
As partners. As pioneers. As proof that impossible is just another word for opportunity.
A fugitive? Perfect. Just what I need in my life. Again.
Look, lady, I just need somewhere to hide for a few hours until my very angry associates stop looking for me. I promise I'm not dangerous. Well, not to you anyway.
Your very angry associates? Let me guess, you owe money to some very understanding loan sharks?
Actually, they think I stole their boss's favorite vintage wine collection, which I absolutely did not steal. I merely relocated it to a more appreciative environment.
So you did steal it.
Relocate is such a nicer word, don't you think?
Fine. You can hide here, but I have conditions. First, no bleeding on my new furniture. Second, no dramatic death scenes in my living room. Third, help me figure out how to survive the next 3 years without getting murdered by my own family.
Your family wants to murder you? That's terrible. Also, slightly impressive. It takes real commitment to plan a family murder.
Don't sound so excited about it. They're after my inheritance. Apparently, my dear stepmother and her precious son think I'm standing in their way of the family fortune.
Stepmother? Oh, this is like one of those fairy tales, except with more attempted murder and less singing woodland creatures.
Exactly. Except I've lived this nightmare 3 times already, and I'm getting really tired of dying at 25.
3 times? You mean you've been murdered by your family 3 times?
Yes. First time, they pushed me down the stairs. Second time, they poisoned my tea. Third time, they staged a car accident. Each time I wake up 3 years earlier, and each time I think maybe I can change things. But somehow, I always end up dead.
That's actually fascinating from a theoretical perspective. Also deeply traumatic. Have you considered just leaving?
Leave? With what money? They control everything until I turn 28 and inherit my parents' estate. Until then, I'm trapped.
Well, lucky for you. I happen to be an expert at dealing with people who think they can control others.
You mean stealing their wine collections?
I mean protecting what matters, even if my methods are sometimes unconventional. Where is he? I know he's here somewhere. That little wine thief thinks he can outsmart me?
Quick, get inside. Someone's coming, and they sound very angry.
That will be my very patient employer. He's got a slight temper problem. I can hear voices. Open this door right now, or I'll break it down.
Just a minute. I'm not properly dressed.
Brilliant stalling technique. Very convincing distressed damsel voice.
Shut up and hide in the closet.
Ma'am, I'm looking for a man about this tall, brown hair, probably charming you with some ridiculous story about being innocent.
I haven't seen anyone like that. Are you sure you have the right address?
Don't lie to me, lady. My men saw him come this direction.
Well, your men must need glasses because I've been alone all day doing very boring household things.
Mind if I take a look around? Just to be sure.
Actually, I do mind. This is my home, and you have no right to search it without proper authority.
Authority? You want to see authority?
Are you threatening me? Because I should probably mention that I have very loud lungs and very nosy neighbors.
Fine, but if I find out you're lying, you'll regret it.
Is that supposed to scare me? Because I've faced scarier things than angry men looking for wine thieves.
Coast clear? Because hiding in closets is really not my strong suit.
Yes, he's gone. But he'll probably be back with more people.
You were amazing. The way you stood up to him was incredible. Most people just hand me over immediately.
Most people haven't been murdered 3 times by their own family. It gives you perspective on what's actually scary.
You know what? I like you. You're brave, and you don't panic easily. That's rare in my line of work.
What exactly is your line of work? Besides wine relocation?
Well, technically I run a large import-export business. Very successful, very legitimate. Mostly.
Import-export of what exactly?
Various goods, some more legal than others. But I prefer to focus on the legal ones when talking to beautiful women who just saved my life.
Beautiful women? You're trying to charm me now?
Is it working?
No. But I appreciate the effort. It's been a while since someone tried to flatter me instead of poison me.
Your family really did a number on you, didn't they?
You have no idea. Every birthday, every holiday, every family dinner is just another opportunity for them to make my life miserable.
What if I told you I could help you with that?
How? By stealing their wine collection?
By giving you the resources to fight back. Money, connections, protection. Everything you need to turn the tables on them.
And what would you want in return?
Just your company. And maybe help me figure out why someone I trusted would frame me for theft.
Someone framed you?
My business partner. We've been friends for years, and suddenly he's claiming I stole from our biggest client. It doesn't make sense.
Betrayal by someone you trust. Story of my life.
Maybe we can help each other. You need protection from your family. I need to clear my name and find out who really took that wine.
This is insane. I don't even know your real name.
It's Dante. Dante Romano. And yes, before you ask, that Romano family.
The Romano family? As in the most powerful crime family in the city.
Former crime family. We're mostly legitimate now. Mostly.
Oh, wonderful. I go from being murdered by my own family to harboring a Mafia fugitive.
Ex-Mafia. And technically I'm the head of the family now, so I'm not really a fugitive. More like temporarily displaced.
Head of the family? You're a Mafia boss?
So, it sounds more respectable.
This keeps getting better. My stepmother is going to love this.
Speaking of your stepmother, what's her name? Maybe I know someone who knows someone.
Veronica. And her son is called Warren. They've been planning my demise since my father died 5 years ago.
Veronica what?
Veronica Blackwood. She married my father for his money, and now she wants me out of the picture permanently.
Blackwood? That name sounds familiar. Warren Blackwood?
Yes, do you know him?
He owes me money. A lot of money. This just got very interesting.
How much money?
Enough that he'd do almost anything to avoid paying it back, including maybe framing me for theft to get me out of the picture.
You think Warren framed you?
It started to make sense. He owes me millions. He knows I don't forgive debts, so he finds a way to make me disappear.
But why steal wine? Why not just, more traditional mafia methods?
Because killing me would just transfer the debt to my successor. But if I'm in prison for theft, the debt becomes uncollectible.
That's actually pretty clever. Terrible, but clever.
Your stepfamily is more dangerous than I thought. They're not just after your inheritance. They're playing a much bigger game.
What do you mean?
Think about it. Warren owes me money he can't pay. You inherit a fortune when you turn 28. If something happens to you before then, that money goes to your stepfamily.
So they kill me, inherit my money, and use it to pay you off?
Exactly. 2 problems solved with 1 murder.
Except I keep coming back to life and ruining their plans.
About that, how exactly does that work? The coming back to life thing?
I honestly don't know. I just wake up 3 years earlier each time, knowing everything that's going to happen.
That's either a miracle or a curse.
Depends on the day. Today it feels more like a curse.
Mother, we have a problem. The Romano situation isn't going according to plan.
What do you mean? I thought your plan was foolproof.
It was frame him for the theft. He goes to prison, his debt to me disappears, and we inherit everything when we finally get rid of her.
But
He's disappeared. My contacts say he escaped before they could arrest him.
where could he possibly hide? Everyone in the city knows his face.
That's what worries me. He's smart, he's connected, and now he knows someone set him up.
You didn't leave any evidence pointing back to us, did you?
Of course not. I'm not an amateur. But if he starts investigating,
Then we accelerate our timeline. We can't wait 3 more years to eliminate her.
what are you suggesting?
An accident. Something that looks natural. Maybe a gas leak in her cottage.
That's risky. If anyone suspects foul play,
Who would suspect anything? She lives alone. She's always been accident-prone, and will be the grieving family members.
what about the inheritance? Don't we have to wait until she's 28?
Not if she dies in an accident. Emergency inheritance laws state that if the heir dies before the designated age due to unforeseen circumstances, the inheritance passes immediately to the next of kin.
Which is us.
Exactly. We get her money, we pay off your debt to Romano, and we're free and clear.
And if Romano causes problems?
A man wanted for theft who threatens a grieving family? I don't think anyone would believe his version of events. Did you hear all that?
Every word. They're planning to kill you tonight.
Tonight? But in my previous lives, they waited until my 25th birthday. That's still 6 months away.
They're scared. My disappearance has them rushing their timeline.
What do we do?
We turn the tables on them. Time to stop being the victim and start being the hunter.
I'm not a hunter. I'm a target who keeps coming back to life.
Not anymore. You've got me now, and I don't let people hurt what's mine.
What's yours? We've known each other for 3 hours.
3 hours, 3 days, 3 years, it doesn't matter. You saved my life. You stood up to my enemies. And you're the first person who's ever made me want to be completely honest about who I am.
You're serious.
Dead serious. I want to protect you. I want to help you get revenge on your family. And I want to spend a very long time getting to know you better.
This is happening very fast.
When you know, you know. And I know that I'm not letting Warren and Veronica hurt you again.
Again? How did you know they'd hurt me before?
Because you said they'd murdered you 3 times. That means tonight isn't their first attempt, it's their 4th.
Right. Sometimes I forget that this is all new to you.
What's it like? Knowing how everything ends?
Terrifying and frustrating. You want to change things, but you're never sure if your actions will make things better or worse.
Well, tonight we're definitely changing things. No more running. No more hiding. No more letting them control your life.
What's your plan?
First, we're getting you somewhere safe. Then we're gathering evidence of their conspiracy. Finally, we're making sure they never threaten you again.
And how exactly do we do that?
Leave that to me. I didn't become head of the Romano family by being nice to people who threaten what I care about. Boss, I found them. They're at the cottage on Maple Street. Ford, how did you find us so fast? Your phone has a tracking app, remember? You insisted on it after the incident last year. Right? The incident. Good thinking. What's the situation? The Blackwood woman and her son are on their way here with some kind of equipment. Looks like they're planning to make this look like an accident.
Equipment? What kind of equipment?
Gas canisters, some kind of timer device. and what looks like a remote detonator. They're planning to blow up the cottage and make it look like a gas leak.
Of course they are, because poisoning and car accidents weren't dramatic enough.
Boss, we need to move. They'll be here in 20 minutes. No, we're not running anymore. It's time to end this.
End this how?
By giving them exactly what they're planning to give you. Boss, that's risky. If something goes wrong... Nothing's going wrong. We have them outnumbered, we know their plan, and we have the element of surprise.
What do you need me to do?
Trust me, and maybe call the police in about 30 minutes.
30 minutes? What's going to happen in 30 minutes?
Warren and Veronica are going to confess to conspiracy to commit murder, theft, and fraud. How can you be so sure they'll confess? Because they're going to think they're confessing to a dead woman.
I don't understand.
They need to think their plan worked, that you're dead, that I'm captured, and that they're safe to celebrate their victory.
But how do we fake my death convincingly enough to fool them?
We don't fake your death. We fake their success. The place should be filled with gas by now. Are you ready to trigger the explosion?
Are you sure she's inside?
I saw her go in an hour ago. She hasn't come out.
What about Romano? Any sign of him?
My sources say he's been spotted in the area. With any luck, he's in there with her.
2 problems solved with 1 explosion. How poetic.
Let's just get this over with. Push the button.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Sirens. Police sirens.
That's impossible. No one knows we're here. Actually, everyone knows you're here. Romano, how did you get out? I was never in. Your little gas leak plan had one tiny flaw.
What flaw? That cottage should be nothing but rubble by now. The flaw was thinking I'd be stupid enough to stay inside. You're supposed to be dead. Sorry to disappoint you. Again.
This is impossible. Our plan was perfect. Your plan was amateur hour. Did you really think I wouldn't notice when someone was setting me up? Boss, the police are here. Should I tell them about the confession? What confession? The one we recorded when they admitted to planning murder, fraud, and framing you for theft. You recorded us?
Every word, including the part where you admitted to murdering me 3 times already. 3 times? What are you talking about? This is our first attempt. Not from my perspective.
She's insane. Nobody can die 3 times and come back. Ma'am, are you all right? We got reports of an attempted bombing.
I'm fine, officer. These 2 just confessed to conspiracy to commit murder and insurance fraud.
And you are? Dante Romano. I believe you have a warrant for my arrest based on false evidence provided by these 2. The wine theft? That case was dropped an hour ago when the real thief confessed. What? Who confessed? Your business partner. He said you threatened to kill his family if he didn't frame Romano for the theft.
That's impossible. He would never betray us.
Ma'am, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, fraud, and terrorism. Terrorism? How is this terrorism? Attempted bombing of a residential building. That's domestic terrorism in this state.
I guess that's justice served.
Not quite yet. We still need to make sure they can never threaten you again.
I think life in prison might handle that.
I was thinking more about making sure you're protected for the rest of your life.
Protected how?
Marry me.
What?
Marry me. Right now. Today.
We've known each other for exactly 6 hours.
6 hours, 6 months, 6 years. When you know, you know.
That's what you said before.
And I meant it then too. You saved my life. You trusted me when no one else would. And you're the bravest person I've ever met.
This is insane. People don't get married after 6 hours.
People also don't come back to life 3 times, but here we are.
That's completely different.
Is it? We're both dealing with impossible situations and making the best of them. Boss, if you're serious about this, I should mention that I'm a licensed officiant. You're an officiant? Online certification. I figured it might come in handy someday.
This is really happening, isn't it?
Only if you say yes.
What if I say no?
Then I'll spend however long it takes convincing you that we're perfect for each other.
And if I say yes?
Then we spend the rest of our lives proving I was right.
You're absolutely certain about this?
More certain than I've ever been about anything.
Even though I might keep dying and coming back to life?
Even if you die and come back 100 times, I'll find you every time and fall in love with you all over again.
That's either the most romantic thing I've ever heard or the most terrifying.
Can it be both?
I suppose it can. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'll marry you, you crazy Mafia CEO.
Well, this is definitely the most interesting wedding I've ever performed. Ford, do the honors. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today in the most unconventional circumstances to witness the union of 2 people who have known each other for approximately 6 hours, but have somehow managed to save each other's lives multiple times.
Is this legal?
Completely legal. I have the paperwork right here in my pocket. You carry wedding paperwork in your pocket? I told you, I figure it might come in handy someday. Never thought it would be today, though.
This is the strangest day of my life. Any of my lives.
Strange good or strange bad?
Strange perfect.
Do you, Dante Romano, take Penny to be your wife, to protect her from murderous family members, and support her through multiple lifetimes, if necessary? I do. Absolutely. And do you, Penny, take Dante to be your husband, to shelter him from angry business associates and help him with his wine relocation issues?
I do. God help me, I do.
By the power vested in me by the internet and the state of California, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Finally.
Finally what?
Finally, something good happens in both our lives at the same time.
You know what the best part is?
What?
If I die again and come back to life, you'll be the first person I look for.
And I'll be waiting for you. Every time. Should I mention that as head of the Romano family, your new wife is now under our protection for life?
Does that mean people will stop trying to kill me?
It means if anyone tries to kill you, they'll have to get through me first, and Ford, and about 300 other very loyal associates.
300 bodyguards? That seems like overkill.
Not for you. Nothing is overkill for you.
I love you too.
Boss, the police want to know if you're pressing charges against the Blackwoods. Every charge available. Attempted murder, conspiracy, fraud, terrorism, anything else they can think of.
What about the debt Warren owed you?
Funny thing about that. Turns out when you try to murder someone's wife, the debt gets transferred to the wife.
Which means,
Which means you now own everything Warren and Veronica have, including their house, their cars, and their bank accounts.
I'm rich?
You're already rich. You're just not waiting until you're 28 to claim it anymore.
So we're both rich?
Disgustingly rich.
And married?
Completely married.
And alive?
Very much alive. And if I may say so, perfect for each other.
You know what? I think dying 3 times was worth it to end up here.
Don't say that. I don't want you dying ever again.
Well, technically, I think the dying and coming back to life thing might be over now.
Why?
Because this is the first time I've ever made it past the point where they usually kill me. Maybe breaking the pattern broke the curse.
Or maybe you just needed someone crazy enough to marry you after 6 hours.
Maybe I did.
Boss, where are we going for the honeymoon? Somewhere with really good wine and no murderous family members.
Sounds perfect.
Everything about this is perfect.
Even the part where you're technically a criminal?
Former criminal. And only technically.
I love you anyway.
I love you too. Forever. Should I start planning the real wedding ceremony? Something with more than 3 people and fewer police cars?
This was perfect. But yes, let's do it again with cake and flowers.
And no explosions.
Definitely no explosions.
I'll make sure to specify that on the invitations.
You know what the strangest part is?
Everything about today has been strange.
The strangest part is that I'm happy. Really, truly happy for the first time in any of my lives.
Get used to it. I plan on keeping you happy for the next 60 years.
Only 60?
Fine, 70. But that's my final offer.
Deal.
Should I mention that as a Romano family wife, you're entitled to armed security detail wherever you go?
How many bodyguards are we talking about?
As many as it takes.
I think I'm going to like being married to you.
I know I'm going to love being married to you. And they lived happily ever after with minimal explosions and maximum security.
Did you just narrate our ending?
Sorry, occupational hazard. I watched too many movies. Come on, wife. Let's go home.
Home. I like the sound of that.
Boss, should I tell the other guys that you're officially off the market? Tell them I'm the luckiest man alive.
We both are.
The luckiest?
Alive.
And married. Don't forget married.
How could we forget? You literally just married us in front of a police station.
Best wedding ever.
Even with the attempted bombing?
Especially with the attempted bombing. It's a great story for our kids.
Kids, we've been married for 10 minutes.
I like to plan ahead. Boss, the car is ready when you are.
What kind of car do Mafia CEOs drive?
The kind with bulletproof windows and excellent air conditioning.
Practical and romantic. I like it.
Just wait until you see the house.
House.
Castle. Mansion. Small palace. I haven't decided what to call it yet.
As long as it has good security and a kitchen, I'm happy.
It has both. And a wine cellar that wasn't stolen from anyone. That we know of.
I married a comedian who happens to run a criminal empire.
Former criminal empire. We're mostly legitimate now.
Mostly?
Nobody's perfect. Should I mention that your wife now technically outranks me in the organization?
I have a rank?
You have the highest rank. You're the boss's wife.
Do I get a title?
Queen of my heart.
That's terrible.
I'll work on it. How about we just call her Boss Lady?
I like that better.
Boss Lady it is.
This is going to be interesting.
The best kind of interesting. Welcome to the family, Boss Lady.
Thank you. All of you.
No, thank you. For saving my life, for trusting me, for saying yes to the craziest proposal in history.
Thank you for giving me a reason to want to stay alive.
And thank you both for giving me the weirdest story I'll ever have to tell. Come on, let's go home and start our real life together.
Our real life. I like the sound of that even better than home.
Then let's make it a really good one.
Together.
Always together.